Hey everyone, this is Mel from Crazy Desert Knitting. I wanted to welcome all of you being here with me today. I'm so glad you guys are here. So first off, thank you guys for watching today. I have no idea what episode this is, but I do know third time I recorded this month, so I'm on my once a month schedule. Thank you guys so much. For all of you new viewers, welcome to the Crazy Desert Knitting family. For all of you returning viewers, welcome back. Keep up the crazy. So go ahead and grab yourself a beverage if you guys want to know. I am actually filming this one fairly late in the day for normal, but the lighting's okay and nobody's home, so thumbs up. So please bear with me in case the lighting changes throughout. I am losing daylight over here, so I have lamps on over here. You guys couldn't see my hand gesture, but it's over here. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. It is St. Patty's Day today, so happy St. Patty's Day. Sorry for based on what I'm wearing because I wore green. Let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to have quite a few finished objects, at least for me. There's quite a few finished objects. I have one object that is currently in progress, and I have two that I know of that need to get on my needles pretty quickly. And I have just a smidge of some yarn acquisition, and it was completely unintentional, I will tell you, and I have no idea if I'm actually going to be able to keep to my rule of casting it on within 3 months. I don't know, but we will see. So first and foremost, what am I wearing? It's actually my first finished object. So this, I'm actually going to pull it off, and I might actually leave it off because it's kind of warm, is my finished, but unfortunately unblocked. I have not blocked it yet. This is Clockwork by Stephen West. Unfortunately, it's way longer or bigger than the camera range. So that's what it looks like. It is unblocked. I will tell you, when I looked at it in the pattern, I actually just like feeling it. I'm just gonna sit here and touch it like the entire episode. Oh, it's pretty. It looks a lot bigger in the pictures in the pattern than mine looks. I don't really know why. Like, I actually went back and mathematically calculated how many stitches I'm supposed to have. I have the right number of stitches. I don't know. So, I think I was off by like 2 stitches. And yes, this is out of fingering weight yarn. So 2 stitches does not make that big of a difference. So these, I'm actually going to read you guys the names of the yarn that's in here. I'm actually just going to kind of like drape this over myself because, so these are made out of, I'm going to totally butcher the company's name, but I can get the second half of it. The Araucania, I don't know. They're the maker of Huasco. I'm going to put the name here somewhere. Oh, hey, just to let everybody know, anything you guys want to know about, I will have in the description box down there, just so anybody knows. So I will spell it out. I will actually read it off of Ravelry and not just, you know, randomly go with my spelling. But it's Nuble Paints, N-U-B-L-E. Again, the name will be probably here-ish somewhere. The purple color, which is actually my color A. So the purpley, definitely the more purple out of the 2 colors in here, is actually color number 1006, Montana Night. And so this is a hand-painted yarn. It comes with approximately 500 yards. 550 yards, almost, per skein, according to Ravelry. The blue, the actual definite blue color in here, which is my color B, is also a Nuble. However, it was just color number 017. Sorry, I call it kind of like a midnight blue. It was a tonal blue color. But it was really gorgeous. You guys can't really, like, you can see the color changes, My color changes compared to the ones that you see in the pattern and some of the other people's color changes are very subtle. Like you can see the color changes. Like you know there's purple and you know there's blue in here when you were looking at it. Like you can see it, but it's very subtle compared to everything else. So there we go. Not exactly how I wear my scarves, but the funny thing is I don't wear a lot of shawls, but this one actually is not knit for me. It's knit for my friend who I stole Packy the alpaca from, who actually is, if you guys really want to know, is actually sitting over here next to me. She sits on the table with me when I knit and things like that. So it's been a lot of fun. Okay, so this is project number 1. My second biggest project that I finished was my forest weave top. This is the bottom, sleeve, other sleeve. This is by Yumiko Alexander. Again, names here and in the description box below. Apologize for messing up anybody's name. I really do. This was knit out of Zooey DK. From Juniper Moon Farms, and it is a cotton linen blend, and it is going to be gorgeous. Now, I am going to tell you, there are a couple of modifications that I made to this. One, I knit the size smaller. Wow, it looks really weird when you put it on top of that. I look really big here. But we're going to leave it that way. I knit actually the size smaller than what she suggested for my bust size. I've known quite a few people that have knit this that are my size, a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger, that kind of stuff. And 14 inches worth of positive ease, and it really would have been an exact 14 inches for me, is too much positive ease for somebody my size that I feel comfortable wearing, because I felt I was like wearing a bag. So I actually went down one size and I did the math, and it would have left me with 2 inches of positive ease on both sides. Well, actually, as it turns out, I did gauge, I swatched, I did my gauge, all that kind of stuff, washed it, blocked it, then measured it, and I came out right on gauge. Apparently, the way I knit, when I knit for like cabling, I need to go up an extra needle size. I didn't realize this until I was doing this shirt and my whip project that's coming up. But because of how I knit, and I knit tighter than normal, most people's normal, I do a very tight gauge. So I really, for the rows that I was doing the cable portion for, I actually needed to go up a size the row before and the row after as well. So like that 3 rows right there, I need to go up 1 needle size. I didn't realize this. It was actually a technique that was suggested to me from a woman I met recently who is actually classified as a master knitter. And she's like, oh, that happens to knitters all the time. I was explaining to her my problem. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, just go up an extra needle size just for those couple of rows. Huh? Well, if I'd known that, no. It would have loosened it up just a little bit and given me a little extra. I tried this on as I sewed the shoulder seams. And before I actually, because you sew the shoulder seams, so you sew your 2 pieces together, and then you pick up for the arms, the sleeves, right here. And my second modification actually came in my sleeve length. It says to do it for like 25 rows. I only did stockinette for 15. I didn't want my sleeves to be down to like just past my elbow. I wanted mine to be like these, basically. I live in Arizona. I don't like pushing things up. It's not my thing. Either I'm gonna have long sleeves or I'm gonna have short sleeves. That whole 3/4 length thing, it just confuses me. I know, I'm a little weird like that, but it does. It confuses me. What can I say? So I did cut down the number of rows I did for my sleeve, but whatever. It was nice. So I tried it on before I tried it on right after I knit the collar. I did knit a little bit closer to my neck. I didn't want quite as big of a boat neck. I pinned it together, tried it on again, just to make sure before I actually sewed up my seams. Seemed to have plenty of ease. Not a problem. Sewed it together. Tried it on a third time. I had my 2 inches of ease on each side. Thumbs up. Went to block it again because I blocked my pieces and then I sewed them together, unlike sewing them together and then blocking it. I blocked them again, and it was actually suggested to us, since you blocked it once before, you can actually just hang it. So the blocking was to help keep the stretch in it. When I did that, I put it on a hanger and hung it over my bathtub so it dripped into the bathtub. And somehow it shrank. I am so confused. So I put this on. Now, is it tight on me? No. Do I have that 2 inches of positive ease on both sides anymore? No, I don't get it. I'm completely confused. I do not understand. I just don't get it. So I now maybe, if I'm pushing it, have 1 inch of positive ease on both sides. And so I'm wondering, I'm actually going to wear it to my knit group tomorrow. And so I'm hoping that after a couple of hours of wear, it's going to stretch back out again and get a little bit nicer. I'm hoping it's gonna stretch a little bit more. It's cotton and it's linen, so it should. And I know cotton and linen, when you wash it, it has a tendency to shrink, and like wash it and dry it, it has a tendency to shrink a little bit back up. So I'm kind of sort of hoping that it's going to relax again. If it doesn't, that's okay. You wanna know why? I am blessed enough that at the moment I have started to lose some weight. And we're getting to that point of significant quantities of weight at this point in time. So I'm really excited about that. So it's kind of an encouragement going, if I want to wear this, it means I got to drop another 10 pounds. Okay. So maybe it'll be my incentive. Who knows? So Forest Weave out of Juniper Moon, Zooey DK, by Yumiko Alexander. I really love this. I know many, many people that have knitted already. And it is gorgeous. Okay, so my third finished object, I told you guys I had a lot, right? It was only a month, I'm telling you. So going from like just one to, yeah. This is my third finished object. It is a scarf. And look, I'm actually gonna like triple it or quadruple it over here. It's out of, I don't really know what kind of yarn this is. The funny thing is I have a whole nother cake, but I can't really find, I can't actually find the tag for the cake. I don't know where it went. So I can't even tell you guys what it's out of. But it's out of one of like those art yarns, kind of almost like a yarn magic ball yarn. So like you guys can see here, this thing has a whole bunch of different widths and colors and all that stuff. This is actually unblocked. I have not blocked it. I'm not really sure I'm going to block it. I've blocked something like this in the past, and it has, the blocking to me actually made it worse, not better. Because part of the fun and the joy of this kind of yarn is to have those different textures and bulges and varying things to it. I actually got this as part of a skein exchange at Christmas, as part of my local knitting group, and I got these 2 skeins and another one. I don't know what to do with the other one because it's kind of fuzzy, and I'm not really a fuzzy kind of a person. But I made a scarf like this similar to another woman, for another woman in our knitting group who was just struggling with the yarn so much. And she loved it so much that she wore it out with one of her friends, and her friend loved it so much that she actually gave it to her friend. So now she's really sad that she doesn't have one. So I am probably going to gift this away to her. So it is working my way through my stash. So that's pretty cool. This was knit on a size 9 needle, I believe. And there is 20 stitches across, back and forth. So I knit 2 together on one end. Sorry, knit 2 together on this end. Actually, I have no idea what end I knit 2 together on. Knit 2 together on one end, make a stitch one before the end on the other end, and you get that slanting look. So it's really basic. I mean, nothing major. You will not find this in my Ravelry queue. Oh, by the way, if you guys are looking for me on Ravelry, I am Newberg M87. at Ravelry. Just go ahead and look me up. Join with me. I would love to be friends with you. Love to join knit-alongs with other people, things like that. So hook me up there. Sorry, I forgot to say that earlier. Okay, so my third finished object. My fourth finished object are kind of weird. Like, I don't know what in the world made me consider making these, but somebody in my knitting group who is a big felter, she loves to felt things. Oops, dropped one. Hold on. Diet Coke break. Good. Diet Coke break over. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody in my knitting group who is a big felter, she does some really beautiful felted bags. Was really funny. So we got talking and I was like, hey, I don't know why in the world I haven't heard of these things before, but I asked her about dryer balls. And she was like, no. I asked her if she'd made any because I saw them on Pinterest. She was like, no, I haven't made them because my friend was asking me if I knew how to make dryer balls. And she's not very crafty herself. Actually, one is not all that well felted, but she was like, hey, do you know how to make dryer balls? Can you make me some? And I was like, I've never made them. I have no idea. So I went out on Pinterest. I looked. I was talking to her. She didn't know. So we were kind of sitting there going back and forth. We're like, well, we've got all this scrap wool left over. So mine was from my felted pooch pouch. You guys probably saw it November-ish time frame, give or take a little bit there. I should pull it back out because it is one of my absolute favorite bags. But this is actually the leftover wool from that bag, all except for the black because I didn't think black would be really good. This is just Knit Picks wool of the Andes. Again, it was what was left over. So I had like, between all of these, I had like a skein and a half, I think, left over. So I just, wind it up in a ball, throw it in the wash and dryer, and I'm like, hey, I can make you some of these. So I made these three, and they have been given to my friend. She's used them, and then she has given them back to me just so I can put them on the podcast here. But then I will be giving them back to her when I see her next week. So, yeah, so don't ask me what colors these are. I have no idea, number one. I do know it's Knit Picks wool of the Andes. It's their 100% wool. That's all it is. Wind it up in a ball. Wash it and dry it a whole bunch before it starts to felt. That's about it. I know you can add some essential oils and stuff like that when you're putting them through your dryer. They do help dry your clothes faster. She really loves them, so that's really awesome. So those are my last finished object. I know that was kind of like a weird one, but hey, what do I know? Okay, so next up is my whip. And this is my current project that's on my needles. So this is showing up much, much redder. Like you guys are actually getting the colors in the camera blowing out a little bit. It's actually a dark maroony color. If I pull it back a little bit. Nope, it still looks really red on camera. In real life, it's actually more of a deep maroon than it is a red, just to let you guys know. This is the traveling cable hat. It is a free pattern on Ravelry from Purl Soho. And it's got a whole bunch of cables and stuff in it. And I don't know what it was, but I was jonesing for some cables. I don't know. So this is the traveling cable hat from Purl Soho. I am knitting this. I'm going to put this down so I can pull out my bag here, just so I can read it to you. I am knitting this out of some, whoops, part of my pattern just fell. So Plymouth Yarn Encore knitting worsted weight. Boom. I'm not even sure if that's it. It's 75% acrylic, 25% wool, so it is washable. Washable, dryable. Not gonna happen. I actually knitted an entire kimono sweater out of this. You guys have probably seen me wear it before. It's that red one that I wear all the time. Best thing ever. I wash that thing constantly in this. Let's see. It's made in Italy, 200 yards per skein here. Color 0999. This color most likely no longer exists. Please do not ask me where did I get it. I bought it like 8 years ago. It was the one remaining skein because at the time I did not trust myself in gauge and I didn't understand, and yeah. So I bought extra yarn, but I was like, hey, you know what? It's nice, it's wearable, it softens up. I mean, it's not super scratchy now. It's not quite as nice as this Nuble. Like this stuff I just sit here and pet because it's amazing. But it's a little scratchier, it's a little bit more wool-like. It's acrylic and wool. But wear and tear wise, boom. Kids hats, bam. I really like it. It worked really well. So I just kind of kept it in my stash for something. And I was really looking into doing something cable-y. And so, you know, it's like, I've got this worsted. I didn't want to use Red Heart, which I do have some Red Heart in my stash. I know, we all do. If you don't, good for you. I don't buy Red Heart anymore. I think the same Red Heart skein has been sitting in my stash for like 5 years. 8 years? 8 years, I think, probably now. Doesn't mean I'm gonna get rid of it just in case I need the project. But so I was thinking of like a quick, short, easy project to do before I went back in and tried another big, long, complicated project. So this is the hat that I came up with, especially since I was jonesing for some cables. Thought I would give it a shot. So again, Encore, it's a Plymouth yarn worsted weight. We're gonna see how it turns out. It's most likely gonna be for charity. It's probably gonna be a charity hat, so it's gonna be part of some of my goals for this year for my charity projects. So there's that. Okay, so that is everything I have for my whips. As you guys know, I'm a monogamous knitter. Sorry if you guys were looking for something else, but let's go ahead and move on to upcoming things on my needles. Okay, so I have 2 upcoming projects that I'm thinking about making. The first is going to be the Rhombi cardigan. It's a short-sleeved cardigan by Terri, I'm going to read her name off, I'm sorry guys, Terri Kruse, Kruse. Again, the name is going to be down here. I am going to be using, I have enough in my stash. I actually have more than enough in my stash. This Huasco, this pure extra fine merino wool, hand painted in Peru, Huasco. It is this green and yellow and gray. And I bought 3 skeins of this years ago. 2, 3, 4 years ago, I think. Probably 4 years ago. It's been chilling in my stash. So it has 454 yards. I have 3 of these, so I have approximately 1,350, 360 yards, give or take a few, of this sitting in my stash. The pattern for my size, which is the largest size, calls for about 1,100, give or take some, I think. So I'm going to be using, and it's halfway between a lace weight. Well, it's halfway, it's a heavy weight, light, heavy lace weight, I can talk. Heavy lace weight, light fingering weight. And the pattern calls for, let's see, a sport weight. They consider this one, according to Ravelry, this is considered fingering weight. And somebody else used it. So I'm kind of going with it. It turned out gorgeous. Thumbs up. I got extra yardage, so I don't have to worry. We're going to see. I'm probably going to wind up with gauge without a problem. So, but it is a short sleeved cardigan, which is really kind of nice. Yeah, I mean, it's short sleeved. I've got a few more wraps per inch. I got like 1 more wrap per inch for this than the yarn that they call for in the pattern. So it says 13, this is 14. But we're going to see. We're going to do gauge. We're going to see what I can find. We're going to see how it comes out. We'll figure it out. We'll see. I'm hoping it's going to work. Mostly because I've really wanted to use this yarn. I mean, like what you guys are seeing on camera is pretty much the color of what it is in person. And I fell in love with this years ago. So I'm going to do it again. My next item on my upcoming on my needles list is the Pine Forest Baby Blanket. Wow, I'm going to try that again. Pine Forest Baby Blanket. Say that 4 times fast. I can't. By Ingrid Boe, B-O-E. And it's kind of like a lacy kind of a thing. It's a baby blanket, which is really awesome because, as it turns out, I know a lot of people that have recently announced their pregnancies. Between my office and friends and close family friends of friends and family members, yeah, it's just a mess. I need baby items again. My entire stash of baby items, I had knit baby items for ages, got wiped out. 100% wiped out. Wiped out. So I'm kind of sad, but okay. So now I gotta make it again. So I'm thinking about making this Pine Forest baby blanket out of this lovely baby hand-dyed heavy DK light worsted weight that I purchased a while ago. It's Baby by Feza, F-E-Z-A. So that's probably going to be on my needles pretty soon too, because again, I need a whole bunch of baby items. You know, I was kind of looking through my Ravelry stash and I was listening to other people and things like that, that they made baby items for people. So there's, you know, a couple of extra sweaters and things like that that I was thinking about making. So we'll see. All right. So that is everything that is coming up. As I said, I do have one little bit of stash enhancement here. I recently purchased this massive, like, look at this thing. It's huge. Somebody was destashing it in one of my local yarn groups. Yeah, I have no idea. It's just huge. Absolutely huge. So it's called Lace Garn, Lace and Garn, is Merino Superwash. There is 1,722 yards of lace weight yarn in here. It is, no idea what the color palette is on here, but it doesn't really matter because there's no way I'm going to need a second one of these. Even to knit something my size, I still wouldn't need a second one of these. It's a, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Ooh, I'm hoping that will eventually focus. There we go. I'm not even going to try to say it. I'm just going to type it in the description box below. Sorry. But I know she was destashing. I saw it. These blues are my color. It's very squishable. It's not the softest thing yet. However, she has used this before and she did tell me that it does soften up over time. So, but the blues in here are just, like the blues are actually coming through like the true blue colors actually are. So it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And yeah, so I don't know what to do with it yet. That is everything. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I am so excited to be here and kind of excited to get this last set of filming done to make sure I stay on track for the year. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know sometimes I'm a little crazy and a little weird, but always have fun filming these things for you guys and sharing what I've done. And I love watching and seeing what you guys have done, just to see, you know, how things are going for you guys. If anybody needs to talk to me, as I said earlier, Newberg M87 at Ravelry, just look me up. Hope to see you guys again soon. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys like to see more, go ahead and subscribe. I think it's down in that description boxy-ish like area down there as well. Until next time, come back and see me. Thank you guys so much, and just keep knitting, everybody. Bye.